In this path with Christ, we have to understand that many people will despise us because of the fact that we follow God. Many people may judge us or look down on us. And God said that this would happen. When Jesus was on earth, he told his disciples that they would experience persecution. They would experience persecution. God does not promise us a life without tribulation, without persecution. Yes, the journey that we are in right now with God, it leads to peace. But it's also pretty hard. Of course it's hard. But it's a commitment. That is why you have to be willing to follow God. You have to be willing to follow God. Even if you know that the path is going to be hard. The path will be hard. But in this path with God, you will get to experience so many beautiful moments. You will get to experience and feel things you've never experienced nor felt before. With God, you learn so many new things and you are changed into a whole different new person. And I would say that that is pretty beautiful, you know? But in this path, we will be persecuted. Some people may not like that we follow God, you know? They may call you obsessive. They may call you slurs. They may express the fact that they don't like you because you follow God. And God does say that, remember that before the world hated you, it hated me first. Before the world hated any of us, the world hated Jesus. And then it continues to say, if you were, a part of the world would love you. But because you follow me, the world hates you. And that's how corrupt the world is. The world wants you, everything, not the world, but everything that's going on in this world. The enemy wants you. The enemy wants you to give into the things of this world. He wants you to blend in with the world. Of course, the world will love you if you are a part of it because you're doing everything that partakes in it. And so we have to remember that before the world hated us, the world hated Jesus Christ because they knew how powerful he was. And I'm pretty sure that the reason why some people don't want to follow God is because they prefer their own ways. They don't want the thought of anyone controlling them. And in this path with God, God is not controlling. God is patient with us. He is not controlling at all. He disciplines us. He is not controlling. And so many people refuse to follow God because they hate the fact of someone controlling them or of abandoning their ways. But those kinds of people are the kinds of people that would probably not like those who follow God. Not all people are like this. Of course, some people ignore the Lord and they don't really feel any sort of anger to those who do follow God. But what I'm trying to say is that there will be people who do not like you because you follow God, who judge you, who look down on you, who may even insult you because of the fact that you follow God. And that's just the truth. But God tells us to take comfort in the fact that his opinion is the only one that matters. We can take comfort in that. And the fact that God's opinion is the opinion that really matters. Because in the end, a person isn't going to determine whether you go to heaven or not. A person isn't going to determine whether you're able to enter into the gates of heaven or not. It's God. And honestly, in this path with God, in this relationship with God, it shouldn't just be about going to heaven. It should be about genuinely, wanting to know God, not just about heaven. But God is the one who determines whether we go to heaven or not. It's not anyone else. No one else gets to determine who we are. It's only God. Only God knows us. Not even we don't even know ourselves better than God does. God knows everything. And he knows everything about us more than anyone else. His opinion is the one that matters. More than anyone else's opinion, it's his opinion that matters the most. And so no matter what anyone may think of you, no matter if someone may think that you're being too obsessive in following Christ, no matter if someone may think that you're foolish for following Christ, you don't have to listen to them. Why listen to them? Their opinions are not the ones that matter the most. It's God's opinion that matters the most about you. If he says you're beautiful, you are beautiful. And he does say you're beautiful. He created you. If he says that you are his child, you are his child. Doesn't matter what anyone else says. If someone says you're not a child of God, no. God says that you are his child. Do not listen to anyone else that says you are not. Do not listen to anyone else who says you are not something that God says that you are. So, don't worry about someone else's opinion on you and on your relationship with God, because their opinion is not what matters the most. It's God's. It's God's opinion that in the end matters the most. And it's what he says about you. It's what he thinks about you that stands above what anybody else says about you, that stands above what anybody else thinks of you. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 26 says, "Many seek the ruler's favor, but justice comes from the Lord." I want to focus on the first part. Many seek the ruler's favor. Many people in this world seek other people's favors, other people's opinions. But just as I told you, in the end, God is right there and you can come to him. Of course, you can go to other people. There are times when it is the right time to go out and look for someone to, get counsel from. But instead of going to all of these other people first, instead of going to your mom, your best friend, whenever something crazy happens, go to God and talk it out with him. Don't be fake with God. Do not be fake with God, tell him literally everything that you're feeling. If you're feeling bad about your body today, if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling angry, you can bring all of that to him and he will listen. Don't be fake with the Father. Be real with him. Open up to him. He loves you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. God loves you so much. And what he thinks and says of you will always stand above what anyone else thinks and says of you. So don't worry about others' opinions. God's opinion is what matters the most in the end. And throughout life. Not only in the end, but throughout life. God is the opinion that matters the most. And when I say this, I don't mean go out and, act a fool. But I mean, be conscious, be aware that no matter what anyone thinks of you, it doesn't matter. You are a beautiful child of God. And yes, you may have your ups and downs, but God says that you are strong and that He will always be by your side. So trust in Him. Trust in Him. He loves you. And I've said that like so many times, but it's true. God loves you. I hope that you took something from this video. And I really wanted to make this video because I've been feeling the same way. Someone came up to me recently and just said I'm being too obsessive with God. And that kind of annoyed me because I think that I'm not doing enough for God. Of course, that annoying feeling went away. But then I realized it doesn't matter what she thinks of me. It doesn't matter what they think of me. I'm gonna keep following God. They're not gonna stop me. My motivation behind following God is growing closer to Him, getting to know Him, and because of that motivation, there's nothing that can stop me. And nothing will stop me. God is by my side, and even if I fall, He will help me get back up. And it's the same for you. So, I pray that this video blessed you, and that you've learned from it, and that you don't stop following God no matter what anyone may think of you. Peace.